Hey y'all, Dana and I are in Houston at MD Anderson today, so coming to you from a different setting, but wanted to talk to you this morning about a churchism that I think is well-meaning, but it just is not. Um, it's not as helpful as I think it is trying to be, and that's the idea of. I've heard for many, many years that when older people in the church they see the kids running around or they see the teenagers go to camp, uh, and they say, "Oh, well, they're the future of the church," and it's well-meaning. They're wanting to be supportive, and one of the things I love about my church right now is that it's incredibly supportive of teenagers and young people. And we just got back little over a week ago from an incredible week at camp. But when I go to camp and I stand in the midst of two, three, 400 kids that are just singing their praises to the Lord, or when we go to our youth conferences over in Beaumont in January, and we're there amid 3 or 4 thousand kids who are just singing praises to God, or sitting there with their Bibles on their laps, making notes about what the speaker is saying. Um, I realize that children are more than just the future of the church. The reality is that the church is made up of baptized believers, and many of these children have been believers longer than some of the adults in the church. And I'm not saying we make them the pastor or the deacons, but I am saying that young people, especially teenagers and kids in high school and college, that they have an important role to play in the church, and it's not just sit and wait. When you think about the scriptures and what they say, I think about all the people in the scriptures. We have Joseph was just a kid when he was sold into slavery by his brothers. Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, and Daniel were most likely teenagers when Nebuchadnezzar came and took them away to Babylon, and they served God in a foreign country, and God used them incredibly. Even Mary was most likely a teenager when she was pregnant with Jesus and wedded to Joseph. It was just a young lad who had 5 loaves and 2 fish that fed 5,000. Jesus said, "Suffer the little children to come unto me, and forbid them not, for of such is the kingdom of God." You see, young people are not just the future of the church. They are that. But they're an important part of the church. And so we're not only called to teach them and lead them, but we're also called to give them responsibilities and show them what it means to not only attend church, but to serve in church, to be a part of a body, to be a part of a family. And young people can't do everything, but they can do some things. And it's important for us to lead them, and it's important for us to have high expectations for them so that they will understand what it truly means to be a part of the church. I heard someone, our speaker at camp, say that many of the young people leave the church after they graduate from high school because no one was willing to answer their questions. And that's just sad. that's just sad to me. And we talked about that last week. And we ought to be willing to answer any questions, and we ought to be willing to question. But I think another reason is because we've kind of put them on the bench. We put them on the sidelines and said, y'all wait until you grow up. That ministry is only for the adults. You see, when a person is invested, when a person is bought in, when a person is not only receiving but giving, that's when they realize how important the church is for them. So remember, this churchism is well intentioned, but it's not completely true. Young people are not just the future of the church. They are that. But young people are the church. Look for a way for the young people in your church to get involved, to cut their teeth on ministry, to pour out their lives into someone else, to give as well as get, to serve as well as be served. And then I think we'll find that the young people will begin to stay in the church rather than leave the church. God bless you.